Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
Mum called. She's worried. She thinks I don't eat enough veg. But how can I? What's up with veg? Is it even a thing? Let's look it up, my precious. Yes. I bloody knew it! Vegetable isn't a thing. At least, not the way you think it is. But what the heck do we eat then? Today you will learn how cucumbers and watermelons are cousins, why your morning coffee is more of a fruit juice, why peanuts never join the nut party and neither do almonds, closer relatives to pears than to walnuts, why blueberry is a lonely berry, why your bread is basically a fruit pie, what the hell is a coconut, and why there is no such thing as vegetable in the world of science. My name is Vitaly. I am a guy who's guilty of staying up until sunrise in the deepest depths of Wikipedia, seeking the answers to whatever random questions would pop up in my head. Now, go get yourself your favorite drink and let's begin. You've probably already thought, this guy must be nuts. How does he mean there's no such thing as vegetable? Well, of course you're right, and there is. But let's first understand that there are two classifications within two completely unrelated areas. Culinary. This is simple. And this is what we all know. Fruits are sweet and vegetables are savory. I myself live by it and hell knows why I'm even making this video. Honestly though, if you're a simple man or woman and want to live a simple life, you can close the video here. Your grandma agrees with this definition. But if YouTube recommended this video to you and you've made it this far, then I assume such simplicity ain't for ya. And also, it's a perfect moment for you to pause the video real quick and make sure you've subscribed. After all, you don't want to miss on riveting information, do you? So apart from the simple, commonly accepted division, there is a nerdy one. We all have a friend who thinks they're the cleverest and most knowledgeable person in the room because they read on some Instagram that tomato is a fruit. However devastating it may be to admit that they aren't wrong for once, they indeed are right. Botanically. In the eyes of science, fruit is the ripened ovary of a flower with seeds. Vegetable isn't a botanical category at all. It's literally a kitchen word. Here are the fruit types that you actually meet at the shop. Berries. Fleshy all the way through. Seeds inside the flesh. Each derives from a single flower. Tomato, aubergine, grape, blueberry, banana, pomegranate, kiwi, pepo. A kind of berry with a firm rind. For example, cucumbers, zucchini, pumpkins, melons. What about those that have berry in their name? This picture literally has one kind that is a berry. Well, the cheeky ones. Blueberries and cranberries are berries indeed. Unlike raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, or mulberries. They are aggregate fruits. Basically many of the fruit tied together. Then we have drupes, the stone fruit. Plum, cherry, peach, olive, almond. The almond we eat is the seed of the almond tree fruit. Tomato, grape, orange. Yes, even oranges are technically berries. The type called a hesperidium. Pomes, like apples or pears. We also have legume pods. Seeds in a pod, like peas, green beans, or peanuts. And finally, grains. Yes, also fruit. Grains are also known as caryopses. Those would be seeds fused to the fruit wall. That would be corn, wheat, and even rice. Now, real quick, we already know about tomatoes, but even peppers, chilies, those are berries, as are avocados. But don't worry, culinary rules are about flavor, not plant parts. What are true vegetables then? Well, apart from the fact that it's not technically a thing, we might consider true veg those that basically just aren't fruit, which leaves us with any other plant part. Leaves, lettuce, spinach, kale, cabbage, stems, celery, asparagus, roots, carrot, beetroot, radish, turnip, bulbs, onion, garlic, shallot, flowers, broccoli, cauliflower, artichoke. Rule of thumb, if it has seeds, fruit. If it's any other part of the plant, veg. Leaves, stems, roots, bulbs, flowers. Now it's time to dive deep into some fascinating info. Coffee beans are seeds from a coffee cherry, which is a drupe. So yes, there's a sense in which your espresso is a fruit juice extracted from roasted fruit seeds. Meanwhile, hops in beer are flowers. So vegetables, because brewing beer, cooking it, is culinary. Obviously, they're not fruit at all, but they flavor a seed-based drink. Beer is based on barley grains. Now, the nuts that aren't, and those that are. Almonds are seeds of a drupe, closer to stone fruits, think cherry or peach family, than to true nuts like acorns, hazelnuts, or chestnuts. Peanuts are legumes, pods that ripen underground, making them cousins of beans and peas. Cashews. The edible apple is an accessory or pseudo-fruit. The nut is a seed dangling from a toxic shelled drupe. Coconut is a fibrous drupe, basically a giant stone fruit. Olives are also drupes, squarely in the stone fruit camp. And walnuts, those are seeds of drupes too. Bloody bastards. Have I ever even eaten a nut in my life? Like berries that aren't, non-berries that are. Strawberry flips the script. Those little seeds on the outside are the true fruits. And the red bit is an accessory tissue. Raspberries and blackberries are aggregate fruits, clusters of tiny drupelets. Fruits you didn't know were team sports. Pineapple is a multiple fruit. Dozens of flowers fusing into one spiky unit. Each eye began as a separate blossom. Figs are inside out, ciconia. I need my mum, she knows these terms. Some rely on tiny wasps to pollinate. Again, grains are fruits. Grains like wheat, rice, corn are fruits called caryopses. Seed coat fused to fruit wall. Popcorn, fruit that pops. Pomegranate, the juicy arils are edible seed coverings. Some botanists argue they are fleshy sarcotesta. Either way, you're crunching seeds in a fruit. A berry, in particular. If you're making or running pub quizzes, you're welcome, mate. In everyday language, we label by taste and usage. Tomatoes headline salads and sauces, so they're vegetables culinarily, even though they're fruits. Remember the proverb? Knowledge is being aware that tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is avoiding it in a fruit salad. Well, China ain't wise then, because there were fucking tomatoes in every fruit salad I've seen. Fun fact. In 1983, the US Supreme Court declared tomatoes vegetables for tariffs because of culinary use, not botany. Practical takeaway though, when you're teaching, labeling, or writing recipes, use culinary terms. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm just going to carry on using culinary terms anyway. When you want to understand nature or impress your biologist boyfriend or girlfriend, then use botanical terms. Hold both truths and deploy the one that is useful. And don't be a dick, really. Don't argue with people. They're wrong about everything anyway, aren't they? If you've made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate you, my friend. If you want to show that you also appreciate me, it's not hard. Maybe you've already done it. If you haven't, then there's your chance again. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to give this video a like so it gets recommended to more people. And if you don't want to leave just yet, which I hope you don't, then you don't have to. Just click this video over here. I made it especially for you, my friend. So I'm not saying goodbye, I'm saying see you over there.